For years, I believed my neighborhood was a sanctuary, a place where life was simple and the people were trustworthy. The kind of place where you wave at your neighbors, borrow a cup of sugar, and leave your doors unlocked at night. But I never imagined that the person who lived right next to me, the man I chatted with almost every day, could be hiding such a dark and twisted secret. This is the story of how I came face to face with a monster disguised as a friend. It's strange how life can change so quickly, how everything you thought you knew can unravel in a single moment. For as long as I can remember, I lived next to Thomas Gray. He seemed like the perfect neighbor, charming, polite, always offering to help out. We would chat over the fence, exchange pleasantries whenever we saw each other, and on occasion, share a drink on a quiet evening. I even invited him to family gatherings, believing he was a kind-hearted man. Thomas was the go-to guy in the neighborhood. If someone needed help fixing a leaky pipe or wanted advice on their garden, he was always there. His smile was warm, his demeanor comforting, and I never once doubted his sincerity. Little did I know, behind that mask of kindness lurked something far more sinister. It all began with the disappearance of a young woman, Emily Parker, who lived just a few houses down. I remember the day so clearly. She went out for a jog and never came back. I, like everyone else, was concerned, and it wasn't long before the whole neighborhood got involved in the search. Thomas, of course, was leading the charge. He knocked on my door, asking if I had seen anything. We spent hours combing through nearby woods and parks, but nothing turned up. Weeks passed, and the community began to grow uneasy. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was horribly wrong, but none of us had any answers. Then one night it happened again. Jason Whitman, a young delivery driver, disappeared without a trace. His car was found abandoned on the side of the road, but there was no sign of him. Through it all, Thomas remained the face of calm and support. I remember thinking how lucky we were to have someone like him. A neighbor who truly cared. He even checked on me several times, asking if I felt safe, reassuring me that everything would be okay. I believed him. Months went by, and the police were at a loss. But the disappearances didn't stop. One evening, I heard a scream that chilled me to the bone. It came from Thomas's house. At first, I hesitated, convincing myself it couldn't be what I thought. But something told me to trust my gut. I rushed to his door, pounding on it, calling his name. Nothing. The police arrived soon after, and what they discovered inside still haunts me. The man I thought I knew had been living a lie. Hidden in the basement was a horrifying collection. Photos of the missing victims, personal belongings, and even more terrifying, detailed journals documenting each crime. It was as if Thomas had carefully crafted a second life. One where he wasn't just a friendly neighbor but a calculating killer. I remember standing there, unable to comprehend what was happening. The man who had smiled at me every day, who had shared meals with me, was responsible for so much pain. He had fooled us all, including me. The news hit hard. The community I once thought was safe now felt alien. The hardest part was realizing that the danger hadn't come from a faceless stranger, but from someone I trusted. Someone who had lived right next door for years. Thomas was arrested, and as the details of his past came to light, it became clear that he had a long history of violence, something he had managed to hide behind his friendly facade. It was hard to reconcile the man I thought I knew with the monster he had become. But that's the terrifying truth. Sometimes evil wears a familiar face. Looking back, I've learned a difficult lesson. We never really know the people around us as well as we think. Thomas Gray was the perfect neighbor, or so I thought. But behind closed doors, he was hiding something dark and unimaginable. And that's what makes this story so frightening. It could happen to anyone. If you found this story chilling, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more true crime stories that reveal the dark side of human nature. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you've ever experienced something unsettling in your own neighborhood, share your story in the comments below. Sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones living right next door. Stay safe and stay aware.